Let's go. Welcome back to episode 15 of the Nice to Meet You podcast. Another lads episode, joined by Stevie P and Shay Don Lee. I was going to say Slim Shady, and then I got it mixed up there. Like,
you're going to have to work on that one.
I know I'm going to have to work on that one. Slim Shady, Stevie P, reoccurring characters that is going to be on the pod from now on in, pretty much. So it's good to have you. We spoke to Shay. Well, I spoke to Shay last week. We played pool and we were shocking at it. Took ages to pot a black. So Stevie, this is your first time on. Sort of introduce yourself to everyone and talk about this knee, mate. Because you wobbled into the barbers here, and I could not believe the size of that knee compared to the other one.
Yeah, that was
shocking.
That's a big knee, man.
I was playing football last Saturday, so yeah.
Who against?
Playing against Lower Shankle up in Belfast.
Who do you play for?
I signed for Nortel this season. We're halfway through the season, but
big January transfer.
That was it, mate. Yeah,
big super signing.
Trying to revive my young life, but it's not going too well, as you can see from here.
Shows it properly. I want people to see.
It's pretty yellow from the kneecap down, but I think I might have to go up to A&E after this.
One is significantly bigger. Look at that one, and it's like that.
I didn't realise it was going to be this kind of podcast, but
get your knees out.
Get your knees out.
But yeah, horrific injury there, mate. How long are you out for?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't hurt as bad as it did the first night, so I'd say maybe another week. But
another week?
Stop being a fanny, man. Get back.
Actually, it looks.
Guess it better for me there, would you?
It looks like it could be longer, mate.
Do you think so?
Don't know.
See what A&E says. There's no pain. There's just a bit of fluid in it, but.
Did I tell you what it is? It's them tight trousers. I
had to wear something to let a bit of air at it. Here, while we're on the subject of fashion here, what are those? Like, I've seen the comments, I've seen everything being said, but what is going on?
He got them from Boohoo.
Was it a 2-for-1 special?
No, I bought them for him.
Shay's the one that shops Boohoo, according to the comments. No, mate, this is the first time you've seen them in person, but you've probably seen me wear them flat out, like on TikToks and stuff. But
I've seen the comments.
The comments. So most people have actually been pretty nice to me, even see on the streets and stuff. People actually come up to speak to you and say hello just for your shoes. Honestly, it's mad.
Yeah,
like it's cool. Like that's what I wanted. I wanted the conversation starter. Like,
I'd love to see the demographic of them people that come up and ask you.
But before we get into one of the main subjects that Shay's family business got broke into last week, so we want to really delve into that. But I want to just let Stevie introduce himself. Why you decided to join us on the pod. We're really glad to have you on, by the way. I appreciate your time, and obviously you want to be part of this. You want to sort of speak on a podcast, get your name out there a bit. What is it you kind of do, mate, and why are you here? Why let the people know?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being here and let me come and join you. It's an amazing setup you have here, like I must say. You have it really nailed, but yeah, just kind of looking to get into this sort of thing myself, mostly I've kind of delved into the property world recently. Made a big change in my life, try to make some money outside of a 9 to 5. I kind of missed your side hustle episode last week.
You watched last week's episode and you're like, I need to
get on it. We'll get onto that later, sure.
Good job you missed it, because I got some grief, sir. I got some amount of beef.
No, that's cool, mate. We're glad you're here. And Shay, let's get straight into it. Nii Clean in Coleraine got broke into last week.
It did.
Explain to us what happened.
This night.
This night last week?
This night last week, yep. My mum and dad were in Tenerife, and I was in bed, sleeping. Obviously, it was 1:45 in the morning. My phone rang, I didn't hear it, obviously. And then, I don't know, my brother ran in 5 minutes later and was shouting at mouth, and "Gop, the place has been robbed." And I was like, thinking, how did I get a knife quick enough? Because I thought somebody was in the gaff.
Oh, robbed your house.
That's what I thought. I was like, somebody here, somebody robbing the place. I was like, you wake up and you're just like, oh my goodness. Then he said, they've got the bikes, and I went, oh no. So basically me, my dad, my brother bought 3 motocross bikes before Christmas. Yeah. We've just started building our own track and stuff. So long story short, 2 men had broke into the workshop, drove a tractor through the back door.
Wow. Was it their tractor?
No, they stole the tractor.
So they stole the tractor to steal the bike?
Stole the tractor to steal the bikes.
Where's this at?
Coleraine.
It's in Coleraine, mate.
Scumbags. Drove through. They were in the property. I watched it again today. They were in it for 57 seconds.
Wow.
Inside for 50.
So they knew.
Not their first
They
rodeo
actually
then.
knew what they were looking for
They
and
knew.
knew where it was at. Potentially.
The person that did it had a trial day with us 4 weeks ago.
So you know who's done it.
Oh, we caught them. They're in jail. Rats.
And he
Happy
went. He
days.
actually tried to get a job with you guys.
He got a job with. He had a secure job with us for 2 days. He did it. He did a trial
Holy
day. He was a nice young lad, I thought. And then, yeah, he did another day, and then he quit. And he just says it's not for me. And da 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 da. And
Sussed the place out.
sussed the place out enough to know how to get the bikes and how to open the door
gone
when you get in. You know, so.
Do you name and shame?
We better not. Maybe
Personally, no.
not. We better not.
No.
No, I won't. I'll tell you off pod, but I'll not tell you on the pod.
Scumbags,
Because
mate.
I was about to say that, because I don't know anything that's happened, and I was about to say to you, I guarantee you that was either a customer or someone that knows
Yeah,
you.
somebody
It had
that
to
knew they were there.
Oh,
Most
Yeah.
robberies that happen, I was speaking to another lad that owns a business here, and he said most of the time a robbery happens is genuinely a customer
Yeah.
or someone you know, because they know what you have, they know where it's at, they
They know
came
your
in, they
setup.
sussed the CCTV, they sussed like everything
Yeah.
that's going on,
Yeah.
and that was my initial thought, and I can't believe it was actually a guy at a trial.
Crazy, man.
Good to
Crazy.
get caught though.
Just
Slap
mad.
up.
So you caught them in the same day, which was interesting. So they stole bikes in Coleraine,
Yeah.
and they kept the bikes in Coleraine.
So they stole the bikes. It was 1:45 they broke in. I got down there around just after 1. So picturing it, on a good day, you're driving down there for, you take maybe 15 minutes to drive down there. So I was out of bed and down there in 13, 14 minutes. So realistically, I was doing 60 miles per hour. But
For the
As
pod.
you should.
For the
yeah, exactly.
podcast.
Got down there. Police did a pile of searching and all that forensics nonsense. But yeah, the next day I cooled down enough and I watched the CCTV that night and had a rough idea who man 2 was. Obviously there was 2 men. Had a rough idea who man 2 was, but turns out the next day I didn't. But when I rewatched it once I cooled down a wee bit, I just seen boy number 1's face. And I just started digging into it.
They don't even cover their faces.
Didn't cover their faces.
Just in their
Just
normal
put it
dress.
up.
Yeah. In their
Well,
tracksuit
here, slap
bottoms.
up and they deserve it, man.
Yeah, so I went about. We've a few guys that work for us that are Korean town men. So if they're not going to figure it out, nobody will. You know.
They're the kind of boys that know a boy.
Know
that knows
everybody.
it.
They know Korean.
They know Korean, and that's the beauty about it. They know every
that's
back
cool.
street. They know every alley. They know everybody that lives there. They can walk into any garden and say, "I'm searching that," and you know what I mean. Legally
them kind of
not,
boys.
but you know.
Yeah.
They figured out, they figured out which way they went. They followed the tracks. I've got photos on my phone. I actually did a vlog today on it, so that'll be up soon, link in bio. One of my guys went out early that morning. Since it was a crispy, cold night, it was snowing that night, so you could see the tracks that
See
were
the
across
footsteps.
the field
Wow.
of the motocross track. You know, both the
Yeah,
bikes.
these boys are in the wrong job. They should be fucking
Yeah,
detectives or
fuck.
something.
Honestly, we're going to start up Nii Investigate. Honestly, it is NII
Something good to come out
Investigate.
of a twist.
Literally. So yeah, they stole the bikes. Long story short, my boys circled the whole of Coleraine the whole day. They my men are just brilliant. Absolutely love them to bits. You know, I always say that to them, and I always say that to other people that work for us aren't our workers.
Aye.
They're my family. You know. And that just showed it that day. You know, they did a full day completely unpaid to come out and help me and help my family and
that's
get
cool,
everything back. You know, but
Respect,
they just figured out which way they roughly went, followed the trail, and then about 3 o'clock that day, I rang the police and says to them, "Listen, I've got a rough idea who this was," and told them the names of the names of the one boy, and they just says, "Have you evidence of this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm watching the CCTV. I could tell you by the look of that boy, his figure, he used to race motocross."
Right.
So you could see by man 1, he had no clue what he was doing. Man 2 was able to lift the bike off the stand really well. So it was just a body language I was kind of
And
focused
is it
on.
public knowledge in Coleraine of who they are and stuff? Yeah.
No, not really. No. But anyway, yeah. So I figured out that they knew how to ride a motocross bike or knew how to lift a motocross bike, which normally means you know how to work with the motocross
You know
bike.
where you're at.
And then he also worked for the guy that he stole the tractor off.
What is it with this guy working for boys
Idiots,
and then
man.
stealing their shit?
Madness. But yeah, called the police at 3 o'clock, told them who it was, and he just says, listen, we can do nothing about it unless you've evidence.
That's mad that police operate like that.
And I was like...
Especially when you were pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
I could tell by the CCTV, you know. As soon as I had it in my head and realised, hold on a minute here, that wee tramp looks like, pardon my language, that wee... Yeah, looks like
Beep.
such and such, you know. I went and then we started digging and going through people and saying, he was like, yep, I know him, and he did me dirty a few months ago and and the police just told me they could do nothing about it, and I says there was a woman on the phone, and I was quite cheeky to her, apologise if you're watching. I was like, yeah, no problem, then I'll just go tonight and get it myself then. And she was like, whoa, you can't do that, and I just hung up, you know.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, if it wasn't for my boys, there's not a hope I would have them bikes back, you know.
Flip me.
So as they were tracing the trail, here's the juicy part that comes up. They found the clothes that the boys were wearing.
What, so they've like...
They wore a
Shed
cardigan. What's that called? What's that? Body warmer.
Oh, yeah.
They found a body warmer in a hedge down the road because they pushed the bikes.
Boys don't sound too smart, no offence.
They pushed the bikes 3.5 mile from our shop to their house. 3.5 mile. Madness. So they found the clothes, and then they just kept. When they found the clothes on the way to the house where he lives, they kind of put two and two together. Got to the house, there was a garage there was like a shed at the back that was locked, and they couldn't get into it, so they left. Came back to me. Then after work, when I'd locked the place up, another one of my workers' brothers, he went to the house to check the garage, because he actually used to live in the house, but he sold it to this person.
That's
plot-
the
plot thickens, mate. doesn't it?
Madness, but
Stay away
some
from
of us-
Coleraine, that's the motto here.
probably.
Well, most Ballymena men know that anyway, don't they?
Probably. But some of his stuff was still in the house, so he illegally could go around and do that. Plus,
Wow.
he's relations to that person, not to him, but to his girlfriend. They went round to the house, but the garage, the shed that was previously locked earlier that day was open, and you could see motocross tracks coming out of the shed. So we knew, sugar, bikes are gone, that's it, story's over,
Yeah.
you'll never hear them again. So he seen the bikes were gone, came back to the shop to me, watched the CCTV with me because he hadn't seen it yet, and then went, right, I have a rough idea where these bikes are. I think I know who them boys are. So as we bombed back around to the house, I was maybe 2 minutes away, but he got there before me, and my phone went, and he was like, yeah, I've got the bikes, man. I was like, what?
Happy days, mate.
He's like, I've got the bikes. So as he got to the house, he walked up to the front door, and there's like, you can go around the side. As he walked around the side of the house, the two bikes were sitting at the side of the house. So they had pushed the bikes from the shed into the house of a council house, into the house, and then moved them when he'd left outside. So they were just about to get rid of them. They were just about to push them down the road into a hedge somewhere, which would have been the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
But he got there faster than them.
Wow.
And he got to the front door. As he walked around the side, the two boys darted out the front of the house, you know. So, caught red-handed. Police were called, and
Happy days.
rest is history, man.
Wow.
But just like fairy tale ending.
Oh, this all happened in 24 hours as well. Which is
Our boys
crazy,
got
like,
the bikes back in 18 hours.
that's mental.
It's class,
But
mate.
I'm like, surely, right, if you steal a bike from Coleraine, the first thing in my head is
Get to Coleraine.
get to the other side of the flipping country.
Yeah.
Get
But
to-
I think maybe that's where they were going with it, but the bikes didn't start. That's
So,
it.
because you're saying they pushed the bikes, were they not fueled up or something? Man,
So-
man puts them away at night, no deal.
No, so previously, 2 weeks before this all happened, I was out racing around the field and my battery blew up. So when I took my bike back, I forgot all about it for a week, and then the next week, Aaron Swan was down,
Yes.
and Aaron was like, right, let's go out in the bikes. We went to go out in the bikes, and I went, balls, battery's dead.
Battery's
Dad
gone.
just went, here son, take my battery out of my bike and put it into your bike. I was like, sweet, say no more. Put his battery into my bike, went around the field for another couple of hours, blew his battery up. So no bike
So are
had a
these
battery.
bikes?
So like
Pure luck.
I just love the thought of them dirty little men running down the road.
They thought they
going-
landed gold.
literally going, this bike's no start. You know what I mean?
Much of the bike's worth, roughly.
My dad's is about. He bought it for less than this, but it's worth about 4 to 5, and mine's is worth about 3.5.
Scumbags.
you know.
me.
But just crazy, man. Just
Well, a bit of retribution, a bit of karma.
it's and I hate to even say that, but it's not. You're not happy that it happened. No, you're no way happy that it happened. But you're it pulled the whole team together. You know, like I always used to say it. Boys, yous aren't my workers. Yous are my family. But see, when something like that happens and your guys pull for you, like that's different. You know, it's like when you're running a place and you're telling boys what to do day to day. Yeah, on that day, they're just like, here, let's go.
We'll do anything for
we'll
you.
do anything, you know, just Superman.
Bit of camaraderie,
Superman, super lads. You know,
Glad
Does
to hear it.
it sort of change life for you a little bit? Like, do you feel safe, Coleraine, now?
yes. You
Still
know, like
alive.
realistically, the whole there was that much CCTV of it all caught. You know, it was they're the safest place for our bikes. You know, soon as that door was broke, my dad's phone went off in about 4 seconds. You know, and like Jeffrey and Simon are just round the corner. You know, so listen, if somebody's going to break in, they're going to break in. You know, that's all.
You can't like. You can't really police that 24/7.
You can't.
Do you know what I mean?
You can't. But like realistically, it's something that nearly every business. Well, not every business, but a lot of businesses will.
It was happening a lot there around just before around Christmas there, like a lot of Cullybacky ones and that were getting a lot of stuff, farm
Really?
stuff.
A lot of hairdressers and stuff get done. Did you see that one in
I didn't
Ballymena?
see
Was there
that,
one in
no.
Ballymena?
I suppose as you say, it's easy
horrible.
enough. Like most buildings are like glass door, glass windows.
Yeah.
You could just as easy break that glass and
Yeah.
you know, if
And
you
as
know,
you
if
say,
you know, especially if you know.
it's
what you're
always
looking for.
somebody you know, and how
Yeah.
well do you know Ballymena? How well could you walk around it with your eyes closed? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the blessing and the curse of sort of knowing everyone, because then you're susceptible to this. But
Yeah.
then the flip side is just like your workers, they know everyone, so you can sort of find out in a short space of time most of the time
Yeah.
what
Listen,
sort of went down.
there's no doubt in my mind that if them boys didn't work for us, no hope. The
You wouldn't have got them
police,
back.
the police are.
Yeah, they weren't going to do anything.
They'll come out and they'll sit there for the rest of the night because the door's broke. But when it comes to anything that's friggin' half hard, they'll go. Like my boys had to go out and check the fields to see. Oh, there's a line. There's a line that a motocross. The police didn't do that.
I was thinking that when you were saying that. How did the police not have any
They
incline
had
to?
nothing, man.
It's
Nothing.
probably not. They're probably looking at it. It's not their job, is it?
Well, I don't know
Sure
what the
it
frick
is.
their job is then.
Sure, it is.
You know what I mean?
I would have thought so.
I don't get it. I don't know. Like you're paying for such a mad setup in your tax and stuff that, and they can't figure out who the frig stole your bikes.
Yeah.
You know. But listen, they're back. They're safe, and that's something that I told myself the day after they went missing. Everybody was coming in and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," and my mind after I told you last week about I'm started to write my thing every morning. I was like saying to people, "Listen, it's all right. Like it's."
You're
like
sort of maybe glad it happened in a weird way.
I was just like, do I know what? I had the opportunity to own that bike. You know, we had the opportunity to enjoy our time in the field with that while we had it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's not sad. Like Jakers Road, your two bikes get stolen. There's people out there with far worse. You know, and that puts life in a bit of perspective. You know, people's family are dying and people are going through hard times, and you've just got your two bikes stolen. Yes, it's not great, but listen, we got them back, and that's
Happy ending, pal.
Happy ending. You know,
You
not
know what?
everybody.
You'd rather your business be broke into in your house. Imagine it was your house that got
I know,
broke
yeah.
into. They steal the bikes. Like that would be like a traumatic experience. I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't be great. Anywhere getting broke into,
It's
I
never
kind
good
of
every way, but if
you're
you had
sitting
to-
there.
if you had to pick one.
At least you kind of know how to handle it now as well. If something was to happen again, you'll know where to look. You'll know.
Touch wood.
Well, touch wood, yeah. Nah,
Slap the knee.
At least you'll know where to strengthen your security and stuff like that there. And
Exactly. Listen, everything's
I
getting
just
rigged
think
up
it's
more now. You
crazy,
know.
'cause it was actually we were going to have this episode last week.
Yeah, we
And
couldn't.
then we didn't because
yeah,
you had that issue going on, and I was just like, what the flip? I've
Mad.
never seen it. I was like, this is mental. That
Mad.
I always just assume, mate, anywhere in Northern Ireland is just like super safe. I just assume.
you get that vibe, don't
Like
you?
I'm just like you could walk down the street,
oblivious
wear
to it.
anything. It's home. You know what I mean?
You have a grand cash in your
Like,
left,
I feel like
two in your right.
I feel like in Northern Ireland,
1,000 your left foot, 1,000 your right foot.
Like, see if it was London, I'd be like, yep, expect it. You know, you should
Yeah.
expect that shit.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland, I'm like, nah, Nah, no one would do
But
that.
that's the crazy bit as well, and that's the bit that went through my head as soon as it got broke into. I was driving down the road towards the business, going, who could that be? And it's horrible to even think. Like there was times of that I was going, because I didn't know what happened.
Is it such and such? Is it such and such? Pointing the finger.
He knows the code. He knows how to get in.
Was it Stevie? Was it Steph?
Was it Steph?
That's why I couldn't make it that week.
Was it? Literally, you know, it's like, and that's the bad bit about it, because you'll always be thinking, your mind's always going da 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 who, until you find them, you know, and then it's just like, checkers, oh, that's crazy. You know, you try to give a young boy a chance in life, and he's 19.
That's scary.
19, like.
And nearly, like, obviously, absolute disgusting thing that he done, but you nearly sit and think to yourself, that man's like so low, he has to
so low, but
steal someone else's stuff.
I know his family. I don't personally know his family, but his family are a very wealthy family. And
that makes you wonder even more.
Yeah. He's just an outcast, just a real outcast.
The black sheep.
You know. But you know, I kind of.
You a wee bit of empathy for him, or you completely fuck you?
If I seen him in the street, I'd clock him. You know, but I also at the same time I do feel sorry for him, but I don't at the same time. He just broke into your place. How could you feel sorry for him? No, I don't really feel sorry for him. I kind of just feel sorry for the path that he's kind of chose.
Aye.
You know, but he needs to get his finger out his backside and get his stuff sorted. You know,
he's young, man. He's young. As I say, he'll be on the
sure.
system now, like, so I'll never leave him that.
Exactly.
It would make you think though, because as I said, I sort of assume London's a sort of place that isn't safe, and I assume Northern Ireland is. But even with that thing happening to Nii Clean, I was sort of thinking, if I did have something nice, like a $5,000 motorbike, or even like a $5,000 watch even, I don't even know if I would feel comfortable, one, putting it on social media, I have it, post about it, and two, wear it. I don't know. If you had a Rolex, say if one of you guys had a Rolex, $10,000 or more on your wrist, would you feel safe?
I would, because like really, you have to enjoy that thing, man. You know.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
Like I've got my.
If you can afford a $10,000 watch, you can afford to look after your house enough that
100%.
that it's up to scratch and that it can't be. Everybody can break, and as I say, this stuff happens day in, day out. It's worse because it's happened to you, and you're not that way inclined. Do you know what I mean?
It's always that thing, but proximity. I heard this quote and it's great. It's like, proximity brings passion. Like, until it happens to you or someone you know, then it only makes you sort of aware of it.
Opens your eyes to it,
and then you're like, holy shit! Like this stuff, like things like that in life actually can't happen to anyone.
Yeah,
you always just think, oh, that happens on TV shows in America, and then you watch it. You're like, it would never happen to me.
It's part of
then it does. Then it does, and you're like, what?
That's mad. It was just. It still kind of feels surreal, you know, until something like that happens to you. Like, I never really thought I would ever have a call in the morning to say your place has been broke into, you know. Until you have that, you're going, wow.
You don't know how you're even going to deal with it until it happens as well.
The adrenaline's bound to just hit you, like, clock you like that.
I didn't sleep. I had 1 hour sleep that night, and because I was there at 1 and then left again at 4:15. Stayed up to 5:15 when I got home watching the CCTV. Fell asleep to 6:15, and then went back into work. You know, but like that whole day, like I wasn't yawning, was just wired.
You were pure, like 100% focused on like the job in hand and what you had to get done. Basically.
And then the next day, first thing, like you couldn't call it. First thing, guy walks into the showroom was, I want a Bowser. So if you two don't know what a Bowser is, Bowser's a big tank of a pressure washer.
Oh right.
But they're like $6,000, and he just was like, I want a Bowser, and I was like, like thinking
just
to myself,
money back.
thinking to myself, right, okay, he's gonna buy a Bowser maybe next week, you know. And he was just like, there's my card. Like, and that's the thing about it. Like, when I'm writing my gratitude and stuff every day.
He's been trying to avoid it. He said it a few times, and he steered past it. Winners win.
When I write my.
We'll not go to that part. But like that's, I just have to keep thanking God for that, you know. Like I walk in every morning, and I walked in that morning and a man came in and bought a Bowser off us, you know. And like this month has been our best month. We're 11 days in, and all I was thinking about was bummer. Like your bikes got stolen, but business is booming. You're doing well. Everybody's safe. Everybody's.
You're breathing, man.
You're breathing.
Exactly.
You know, your business is doing well. You've got friends. you're going to do podcasts.
I wouldn't go
tonight.
that far, like, but
Yes, boy.
Well,
all those friends, like, your friends knock about in those.
we need to get you them big red things. You know them big red boots? They've released them.
There's actually a red pair
What's
of these. The red phone numbers are actually out as well, but they're a bit too loud. They're a bit too loud.
Loud.
Man,
You wouldn't know what loud is, man.
See, whenever I was in London, to be fair, Chris Brown concert, mate, I mean, the amount of people wearing them
Yeah.
was ridiculous. Like,
Was
I
it?
mean, ridiculous. Every single person, boys and girls, mate. Like, and they were all the black ones, so it sort of blended in with like their jeans and leggings and
I
stuff.
seen the black ones online today for the first time. Like,
Everybody in London, mate, black easy foam runners with black socks, and
are they comfy?
really comfy. Really comfy.
I feel like they're the new Crocs.
Yeah, that's sort
Like
of
controversial
I'd say
Crocs.
it's sort
Like,
of what it is.
I rate them. I would wear them about the gaff, but like
Not out.
same on my Crocs. Like I've worn my Crocs out a few times because they're the Justin Bieber ones,
Aye,
they're big
the
yellow
wee-
things. They look
it's
like
got
they've
the
got traffic cones. And
Ah, yeah, it's got to be stickers on them.
literally-
That's what I like with the
JB
Crocs. You can sort of customise the Crocs with the wee pins in the holes. I wonder if you can get pins for these
I
holes.
heard
Actually.
Paulo Ross and Pete Snodden having this discussion about Pete was going to buy Crocs.
Was he?
Aye.
And Paulo was getting all the wee
You get
grips or
donuts
something
and
you call them.
either clips or pins.
I think
or
I've got a
clip-
donut on
Pins,
mine.
that's it.
that
Yeah,
what it is?
pins.
I think I got a donut on mine.
You have a donut, or maybe somebody has.
Wear them next week, sure. If I get a laugh at you.
Mate, you're wearing skinny jeans.
I know, mate. But
With a wee hand out of the-
listen, I had to wear something that lets this thing breathe. This thing will be introduced in the podcast next week. Holding this one, mate.
Speaking of mantras, there, a part in the podcast that I always do whenever I bring on guests. So I'm going to do it to you boys to sort of figure out what your stance is on it. Is the better at 70 moment. So I have it tattooed on me, as you know. So better at 70 is like my quote that I live by day in day out.
Where'd it come from?
Justin Bieber.
Yes! I was not expecting that.
so him
man.
and his pastor.
Change that, edit that out, just to get something cool. And Chris Brown or something
Chris
like.
Brown.
Tyler just said
Hose ain't
smiling.
loyal. That's my next tattoo, and this leg, hose ain't loyal, and then bear at 70.
Whitney won't be happy
one
with
of
that
my
one.
Brown.
Love is one of my
Yeah,
favourite
David.
gins, like,
Oh, that's good.
of all time.
Whitney has left the chat.
So better at 70. I want to get older but get better. So I don't know what happens at 71, but up until 70,
You kick the bucket.
yeah, basically, up until I hit the age 70, I want to keep getting better because I watch people get older, like when they leave school, and even like my parents' friends and stuff that are much older than me. I see people get older but really settle in life, like a lot, which is fair. See if that makes you happy, fair enough. But for me, I wanted to continuously get better, and it doesn't mean like money, and it doesn't mean status.
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you
Doesn't
mean?
mean-
Do you
Nah,
mean
that's-
trajectory for yourself, your character, your wealth, or
Yeah, exactly. So it's not even about the money. It's not even about the statuses that you can get from life. It's genuinely but more about the quality of it. So like, I don't need more friends by the time I'm 70, but I want to have the quality of my friends and my relationships should be at the absolute best.
Yeah.
I don't want to look back at 70 and go, fuck, my 20s and 30s were the best days of my life, and I've had shit friends since. Like, I want the quality of life, quality of relationships especially, to be at its best form by the time I'm getting older.
I'm
Yeah.
being happy.
Quality, like,
That's the best thing, man.
Yeah.
Being happy.
being happy and
it's the
getting
main
old, innit?
thing?
That's
You know, so that's what I live by. So I want to sort of dip into what you guys live by. If there's a quote that really sticks out to you, and sort of gets you through your day.
Steve can go first in this one. Give me a bit of thinking time.
You should have given me a heads up on this. A quote that gets me through my day.
It doesn't even have to be a quote, by the way. It could be a song that resonates with you. It can be even like a music person.
I don't know, man. My short-term memory is horrendous. Like, so let this man go and I'll have a think here while I genuinely can't think.
I don't really go by any quotes, you know. I kind of just I'm not going to say I wake up every morning and write my stuff because I don't, but I do say to myself throughout the day. Don't say to myself, and I'm thankful for everything. So I would get up and I would go to the shop and I would buy stuff, and I'd come back from the shop, and it's the wee things now that I'm thinking about. I'm just like, thank you for the money to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I bounce in my car and I drive here, and on the drive here maybe 3 months ago I was going, I'm in my car. That's
F
it.
this.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
It's raining,
it. That's
it's a
it.
shit day.
Yeah.
Shitty day.
Now I'm
Tired.
going. I'm in my dream car, as I said last week. It's amazing. I'm walking into work in the morning with my dad, and I'm going, "This is great." I'm walking into work in a family business with my dog beside me, You know, it's just the stupid things, man. Not even stupid. That's just
small things.
Everything that I'm just piling up and going, this is great. A customer comes in and buys a fitting worth £12, and I go, thank you God for that. That's class. Lethal, another wee sale. And then 20 minutes later, a guy rings and he said, yep, I'm from England. I want X, Y, Z, and it totals up to 5, 6, 7 grand. And you're going, thank you God. That's even better. You know what I mean? Just them wee things are just kind of not what gets me through my day, but you kind of just keep pushing. And that, sorry, my quote is, keep persistent, keep pushing, keep being persistent, you know.
That's good.
So it's just, I write that every single day that I've wrote my mantra.
It was coming there. It was coming.
Keep pushing, keep being consistent.
It's a good quote because
it's
even
not persistent. Keep pushing, keep being consistent. That's
because even in the days that you think it's mediocre and everybody gets them, and you're like, oh, today hasn't been the best day, like whether it be business wise or whatever it may be, like good days are coming.
Yeah.
Like, and it sort of keeps you working towards that good day, and it keeps you positive. You just know.
100%. Yeah.
Like if you woke up, like one quote I absolutely love, is that when you talk to yourself, when you're having yourself. Thoughts and chats, like ask yourself, did I expect to have a good day every single day?
Yeah,
that's a brilliant question, because did you actually wake up?
Man, this is getting deep. I wasn't expecting this.
I
was expecting Gary Neville and Gary Lineker chat and stuff.
This is what I like, but
I'm not shy of it.
You break into it like
it's mad, but it's a great question. I've asked myself that. I'm like, Stephen, did you honestly expect to wake up every single day and it just to be amazing? No, you didn't.
No,
so why
why
are you bummed?
There's definitely parts in that day that are gonna lift you.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have a bad, like the example, that day that our place got broke into, that night, I was going, the next full day I was going, oh, I couldn't be asked, I just want to go out and find it. And then at like 10 minutes after the shop opened, a man walks in and buys a massive bit of kit, and you're going, checkers. You know, like it's...
No, but back on the Euro quote, as an example Gary Neville actually used, because we were chatting about Gary Neville earlier, because I had him on my football show. Go watch it.
Link in the bio.
Link in the bio. At Ballways. His dad had passed away, and they were all in Australia at the time. It was his sister's. I believe she plays tennis or something. But anyway, she was playing a game, and the dad had passed away whenever they were over there. But she had the game that night, and she was like, she held it together with Gary and Philip, bro, and said, let's just get the game out of the way and we'll think about it tomorrow. And I'm like, that's
tough.
That's incredible.
It's tough.
See, like,
takes
her own dad died and she still was like, I'm still going to focus on this and give my energy to this.
Dedicated
to it. Terrific thing on the planet ever happened to her. And it sort of lines up with what you said there, but just keep persistent, keep pushing, because if you didn't expect bad days, you're a fool, like.
Yeah.
And like that bad day came for her, and it just happened to be on the same day as something amazing. Like, you don't plan that shit, obviously. And she still had that belief in her heart, like, did I wake up today and think that it was just going to be amazing every single day? No, I didn't.
You just never know what's around the corner.
Keep pushing, keep persistent, get through it, and then that bad day will come, and I'll deal with it then.
Yeah.
I just thought it was an amazing example, and like I literally took my hat off. I was like, that's mental. I don't even know if I could do that.
Yeah, you know, takes a bit of character, like.
But it's incredible. But what about yourself, mate? Have you had a think about a thought?
I like a lot of quotes in that, mate, and I've a lot to listen to daily and read daily and stuff like. But I can't think of one at the minute.
Anything in particular that you
I'll bring one with me next week.
He likes that one. There's a good one there. Knees out for Harambe.
There's a good one. Buy one get one free from Boohoo as well.
You're an asshole.
No, mate, I'm only joking. I actually was saying before, I actually love this top, man. It's pretty class.
It's actually really nice.
Plus, it's pretty cold.
It's nicer than mine.
I'm the only one not wearing a fleece. I could have got a heads up, like. But
see the viewers. They're sitting probably in a warm bed and we're in a freezing cold summer.
I haven't felt this hand since about 6:30.
It is.
I haven't felt my hand since about 6:30 here.
It's cold enough in here.
It's nippy.
But it's sort of cozy as well. Sometimes.
That's the other thing you have to think about. Yes, you're in a cold place, but look at it. It's class.
But look at it, no?
Oh, this is some spot, like.
It's so cool.
That's meant to be
so cool.
No, mate, I'm just, I'm kind of at a point in my life now where I'm sort of trying to do the same as what you're doing. Not better at 70, I think I'd rather have it better at 40. Probably a bit closer to it than you, boys.
I was going to say that because you're creeping up on that, boy.
Not too far away from it, if I'm being honest.
Well, you're a few days away from 40 now.
About 6, mate. Once this knee goes down, I'll hit 40. But yeah, I'm just trying to like turn things around for myself. I've been living in Ballymena for such a long time, and I've been in a job that I wouldn't say I was slaving away, like, but you're pumping in 19-hour days and stuff like that there, and you just get the head down, you're progressing in your career. But as you were saying last week, like, you're working 9 to 5, like, you're never going to get to where you want to be, you're never going to get to the heights you want to get to. You need to hit your side hustle and things like that, so...
You're going to get some beef for that, so...
Don't care.
It's all up
Social media, like, that's you're kind of expecting it, but kind of jumped into the property game and just... I've kind of never looked back, to be honest. I'm working up in Belfast, getting into property management, doing a bit of investing, things like that there. So it's a lot to learn, and it's a tough gig to get into, especially at this time. We'll just say.
Exactly, because like the interest rates and everything are like the highest it's been, and like, people are saying the UK is basically a shithole to buy.
Yeah, but it's also a peak time for investors, I think. Since COVID, everybody's been looking for that hustle. Everybody's looking to try and make money on the side, and everybody's heart feared to touch crypto at the minute because
it's been shocking, mate.
And like that Silicon Valley Bank went bust there on Friday. $42 billion.
Who bought them over HSBC or something? No.
Something like that.
$42 billion withdrawn in one day. Just put them into liquidation.
I think Bitcoin dropped like loads.
I don't follow Bitcoin at all. I completely missed the boat on that one.
It's down really low at the minute.
42 billion.
But I remember crypto.
Just goes to show you how much money's in the world though as well, doesn't it?
Does it make you feel sexy when you hear stuff like that? See, when you hear businesses buying businesses, like I heard whenever Xbox bought Call of Duty, the franchise over, for like ridiculous money. Do you remember how much it was, Tyler? It was mad money. It was like 100
Activision, was it?
I mean, it was billions. Like, I mean hundreds of billions. I mean, does that not motivate people, like, to be like, there is literally hundreds and hundreds of trillions of like money out there.
Money's
like,
infinite.
surely
Like,
trillions of money.
Like, my English is going to be correct now. But there's money on the table to take.
Yeah.
Like in whatever way you want to like, go and get it.
They say there's only something like 3% of money is actually cash on the planet. The rest of it's just
cash.
Something stupid
See,
like that there.
Just numbers on the screen.
It's just numbers on the screen, like, and you just need to get systems in the place and get access to that.
Bitcoin, well, it's actually went up. It was at 18k.
What's up?
Literally Monday, which was yesterday, and it's now sitting at 20. So people just made 15% there if you invested yesterday.
Do you invest in it?
I didn't know.
Do you invest
I've got my balance on crypto.com is £53, 26p.
I never get in.
But I only pumped in.
Get it to 70.
I'm down a 5.
Get it to 70. Better at 70.
I might have money by the time I'm 70. It's a journey.
Crypto's scary.
But it is.
Crypto's very scary. It's just not stable.
70 billion for COD. I thought it was hundreds.
It's volatile, like.
There you go.
70 billion?
70 billion for Activision. That's much Xbox
for one game.
Who owns Xbox?
Microsoft.
I know. Who owns Microsoft?
Bill Gates.
Email him there and see if he'd send us over a score or something.
Yeah, I said you want to sponsor the podcast.
I'll be nowhere near it when he's on.
Are you a PlayStation boy?
I'm a PlayStation man, yeah.
I thought he was a big conspiracy theory man there.
Well, I read into them, but I use my own brain to think about them. Like, I don't jump on the bandwagon.
Give us, before we close up, because you are a conspiracy sort of man, one conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory that you are convinced is 100% legit.
Fuck, there's a few, like.
Hit us with one, or we'll be here till literally 11 o'clock at night.
I know one. Your ma's your dad.
That had to come from Coleraine.
I don't live in Coleraine, man.
Probably the whole COVID thing. COVID was a massive one for me. Like, it's.
I'll butt in there and say no to that simply because one of my mum and dad's best friends died of it, and that is the only reason that I'm looking at it going, oh.
Listen, I'm not saying it didn't exist.
But it was just.
How did we get on to COVID? Like,
tell us about it. So you believe COVID
I believe it was
It
there.
exists
It was a
briefly.
virus and things like that there, but I think it all boils down to the economy of the world. Things like that there, like Bill and Melinda Gates and all that sort of stuff. Like if you read enough into it, you'll educate yourself in it and how it works and stuff.
So it didn't come from a bat in China in Wuhan.
I don't think it
Nah.
came from a bat in China.
It
It came from a
was-
lab. It's like human warfare. It's like World War III will be something completely different from what we all think. Do you know what I mean? Some people say it's happening in Ukraine, but like I think it's much bigger than that.
It'll be nukes, man.
Do you think
It'll
so?
be bigger than nukes. It'll be puff. There goes Ukraine.
See, like if that was the case, like if it was nukes, like nobody could use them because you
There'd be no
literally
point, wouldn't
you'd
there?
just wipe everything
There
out
would-
in one go. It would be extinct.
I think that Putin boy's bad enough to do it, but
Yeah,
you know,
it
he's
could
a,
be.
They say he owns crypto. They say it's him that created
See,
crypto.
but-
Did you see
Logan
Warren
Paul-
Buffet put up something that if you actually, he says if you knew who owned
Buffet? Is
Yes,
this
that was on,
Phoebe Buffet's
I was about to say
brother?
that.
You mean Warren Buffett?
Warren Buffet. I don't know why I said that either.
Is that,
Warren
was, that
Buffet.
was on Impulsive,
Warren
a Logan
Buffett.
Paul's podcast, and he said if you knew
If you
who
knew
owned
who-
crypto,
yeah, you would never-
invest in it.
Why
they
did I say that?
They say Putin's bad.
That's it. No, thanks for correcting me because I got it slagged off
That's
there.
right. We can edit that out.
We'll call it- yeah, he was saying gold, always invest in gold, always going up.
Gold always goes up.
It's always a very valuable resource. But,
but
go back,
it's-
I want to
Do you
touch on
believe
the-
that cash is still going to be around in 10 years?
Yes.
You don't read into the
yes.
cash to society and all that sort of stuff, no?
Well, like
To be fair, I don't read into this shit. Like it just comes up on TikTok. This is the shit that
The
pops up
rabbit
for
hole.
me instead of you. Like instead of your videos and stuff, I have to search for your stuff. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
cheers, bro.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
But COVID, I want to just tap on it briefly here again.
Such
so
a
you're,
touchy
you're
one.
convinced it's real, like it's a real virus. I'm assuming you didn't get a jab then, or
No.
you did get a jab because you think it's real.
Didn't get vaccinated.
Didn't get vaccinated.
No, had it twice.
You're happy to stand by that decision. Do you believe that in 10 years' time you see the repercussions of the vaccines? Is there any?
I don't even think you have to wait 10 years. They say like deaths are up by over 30% in the past 2 years, and in younger ages of kids. I'm sounding like a real conspiracy theorist here. Like,
No, go
this
for it,
is
go
just
for
what
it.
I have in my head.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
But like
Honestly, go
there
for it.
is like there's kids dropping dead left, right, and centre. Like their blood's thickening, they're hemorrhaging, like, and there's no explanation for it. But yet we're still vaccinating them. These
Yeah.
vaccinations
I
weren't
was
around
gonna
30
say,
years ago.
Like I've done a bit of travelling recently, and like just general looking on the internet. I have not heard of COVID or vaccines. Like,
It's gone.
About a year.
It disappeared.
Over a year now.
It disappeared over a week.
Did you-
Like it was
but
just
did you
Ukraine
ever-
came on. It was just Ukraine, and then all of a sudden, boom. What was
Like,
COVID?
but
What was
did you
COVID?
ever think it was
concerts?
gonna
Let's go to
stop?
concerts again.
Did you ever think it was going to stop?
That when you're in it, no.
Nah, it was a
you're
tough
in
That was
time.
rough, man.
Here, it ruined a lot of people's lives, as you say. Like you know yourself, a few people that lost their lives and stuff like that. And
It was.
I know the virus hit certain people harder than others, but
It's just, I don't know how, and I don't really, it's not that I don't care, but it's like, Jake or so that you actually went through that, not
Yeah.
being able to see family.
To
for
say,
yeah, that's it. And like
So
people
long.
not being able to attend funerals and stuff, but yet you're able to go and stand in a football stadium and watch Chris Brown a couple of months later. Do you know what I mean? It's.
Big BJ, Big Boris.
I was wondering where you were going with that one. Like.
whoa, you doing
Chris
a lot of-
Brown? All these boys wearing these Yeezys and.
I genuinely loved lockdown. Like I honestly have.
Oh, I had the
some
best
of
time of my life.
Best times. I was getting paid by Starbucks
Yeah.
to play Verdansk Warzone like fuck.
And it was Warzone at its peak.
And it was Warzone at its very
It's considered its one tagline of like lockdown Warzone.
Lockdown
Like
Warzone,
Activision actually released that lockdown Warzone.
Like honestly,
It was
best
unreal.
times
I'm not a
getting
gamer.
paid to
Oh,
do
you
it.
know what?
I'm not a gamer. I've never.
That's why you have so much money, mate.
If only.
We're wasting our life away. But honestly, some of the best
Oh.
moments. See, that one trip a week to Tesco was lit. Getting drunk every night, just because you could.
I didn't
Everybody
drink.
was on their phones. You could post on Instagram any time of the day. Like everybody was active. Everybody. Was
So
doing
it was the
stuff.
summer. You were getting paid from your job.
Yeah, it was
you
really
were
good
eating
weather
like a
in-
king.
in the-
You were lying in your
weather.
back garden getting a tan all day. You were having
Yeah.
a drink at night if you wanted with your family. It was a good time to chill and do your thing. I was in the best shape of my life. I wasn't drinking that much. Just embracing it.
Yeah.
And
I only met you at the end of COVID.
Oh, you
That's
probably
when I
did,
met.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
crazy like.
I actually remember, and you might not. You said you weren't drinking that much of the time. I know you don't drink much anyway.
Well, I went
But
a whole
actually
year. I went
remember,
a year without drinking. I went
you
the
did
whole of
do-
2021 without
That's
drinking.
right. Because
I was
I was
like
with
one
you when
sip.
you had your
First drink was New Year's Eve.
first drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I was madness, mate.
That was mental, wasn't it?
I remember
It was a mad night as well, wasn't it?
Well, I was sober, like so.
I was sort of missing nights out as well. Like, I was like, I can't wait for clubs to open up and like, haven't had a night out.
Alibi, man.
Aye,
on your knees, praying for alibi to open.
They opened it. They opened it, mate, and it was
Gratitude the next day and all that. Yes, lads.
He was in Alibi writing it on his notes.
But then they opened the clubs, and it's never been the same.
It hasn't, no.
I don't know what it is. Maybe because I came out of lockdown 2 years older, or what? I don't know.
To be fair, I think at the minute clubs and like this whole nation just seems pessimistic at the minute and all down. The cost of living, the terrible weather, all that sort of carry on. But I think this summer things will pick up again. Clubs will open better. Like Belfast's pumping. Even you know yourself, you're out on Saturday night in Belfast. Yeah. I haven't been out in it myself in a while, like, but it's busy. The pubs are full.
Numbers, like always.
I don't go out in the best of nights. Never mind. Before
we'll get a lads' night out.
Get a lads' night out, Frank.
One night. Stephen can do the camera for a change, and we'll talk to people.
Get used to do the questions.
We'll do it in Coleraine.
Because I would need to
follow me in the tops on.
You just get hammered.
I didn't just get beaten there.
I don't follow Irish league at all.
There was a Northern Ireland Cup final. It was Linfield and Coleraine. Linfield beat them 2-0.
Linfield beat Coleraine, did they? Bummer.
I was surprised you probably didn't know that from just being around the town.
I'm not football. I don't.
Probably a lot of stuff happening at the same
drink,
time as
I don't
that
smoke.
match.
I don't watch football. I'm just not your stereotypical young lad.
No.
I'm a bit of a bore.
Just a man with shots.
A self-proclaimed bore.
I am a bit of a bore. Like.
Bore with a boohoo hat.
I'll admit that. What?
A boohoo hat as well.
Yeah. I'm a bore. I probably am a bore.
I wouldn't go that far, man. I've met some bores. You're not that bad.
We're good. We're
pretty
good,
boring.
But no, lads, thanks again for coming. And we're really looking forward to having more of these mad episodes as well.
Yeah.
Talk about some really saucy topics and just delve into what we're doing in life as well. It's going to be exciting.
Leave us some comments on what you'd like us to chat about, or what we'd touch on, or anything that's personal to you. Has any of your business has been broke into, or has anything happened to you recently? Wasn't being funny when I say that. Like, I'm literally, like if you're around this country, like as I say, it's quite prevalent around Cullyback and stuff and all recently. And
no, that's
out around Galgorm and that.
People to engage and get us to talk about what they want to get out.
Yeah.
So 100%. So boys, thank you so much. That's episode 15 wrapped
Peace,
up.
bro.
Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
man.